Well, speaking of stories, you had written some stories about Karen Civil.
Yeah.
And she had asked you to remove the posts. You did not.
Correct.
And after everything came out, she had actually hired a hacker
Yes.
to take down your Instagram.
Yes.
And she actually...
And our YouTube and everything.
And her
but
YouTube
they,
and everything.
They only got the Instagram.
And you actually talked to the actual hacker who did it.
Correct.
He admitted to it.
Yeah.
And when you confronted Karen...
She admitted it.
She admitted it.
Yes. And that was all private. And, you know, when I was on my rise, I still felt like I was being attacked by all these different bloggers. I was being doubted by these celebrities. I wasn't getting the support. So I was always on defense mode. Like I was defending myself and I always felt under attack. And this felt like a big attack. And she was very confident in telling me to my face she did it. Like it was like, yeah, I did it. You know, like you left me no choice. Like, and I remember feeling like, bitch, I'm gonna get you. I'm going to fucking get you. You know, everything with me when it comes to how I move is strategic. You know, we sit on stuff for a long time, and it's just not the right time until it's the right time. And so I knew that happened, and the biggest lesson of patience was how to eat that for 3 years. To eat it, to just focus on building, rebuilding, focus on my business, focus on keeping moving forward, knowing that I was sitting on this. I knew one day it would come out. And I told her when I saw her, I don't know when and where and how, but I'm going to get you because there's no way you can do that and think it's okay. And now when I look back on it, it wasn't just that she took my Instagram. It was that you were trying to stop the voice of the culture for me. You were hurting my employees that I have to pay for. You were putting a black eye on the dream that I had as a young kid, wanted to leave his hometown and make it. And you were flexing because I was holding you accountable like we hold everybody accountable. And I felt like I had to do it. And I have to say this. When I went on the Breakfast Club to talk about her going to prison and me wanting her to go to prison, I really would have wanted to see her go to prison because she deserves to go to prison. When I came back, we called the FBI, we called attorneys and statute of limitations, all that. I felt like I can either put all my time into destroying a person, which isn't going to do anything for me because the damage is done. The culture knows who she is now. Or I can go back and develop courses to teach people like me the lessons I learned, teach new people who want to come up the game. And so then I developed courses to help people do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Karen for a while. I think she had booked the Nipsey interview, the one I did like 10 years ago or something like that. But my relationship with her has always been kind of weird. And I remember this one time, there was this fake story that was floating around that, Arab had gotten convicted for some serious crimes and got all these years. And there was like this fake publication that said, oh, the judge personally thanks DJ Vlad for helping to convict Arab. It was a fake story from a...
and that's when they started saying you were the feds.
Well, they've been saying that, but that kind of put a lot of... I started a trend and everything else like that. And certain blogs were posting up the story. And the story was just fake. It was a fake story.
Did she write the story?
No, she did not write the story. But she posted it on her blog.
Okay.
So I have her phone number. I say, Karen, can you please remove the story? It's fake. Took her a while to remove it, but she finally removed it. Cool. No problem. We went on with our lives and so forth. Then when the Nipsey thing started coming out and there was all this backlash that she allegedly did this or that or whatever, everyone was posting the story. We had posted the story as well. I get an email from her lawyer with like a cease and desist and, threats of a lawsuit and so forth. And then she hits me and she was like, yo, I need this removed. And my thing was like, Karen, when you posted up a fake story about me, I personally hit you and politely asked you to take it down. I didn't get lawyers involved or whatever. She's like, I didn't get lawyers involved. And I'm like, here's the email from your lawyer. And then she started like gaslighting, talk about some other shit and whatever. I'm like, well, whatever, Karen. We'll take it down. I don't give a shit. It just shows the difference of respect that you have with people.
Yeah, she doesn't have any. She expects you to do what she wants when she wants. She expects because she's now general manager for Lil Wayne and his company, or this person, Mac Miller, or this person with Nipsey. Like she builds these relationships and then tries to use the weight of who they are to give her the power on how you engage with her. And I always felt like I want my own relationship with Nipsey. I want my own relationship with Wayne. Like I revere Wayne as one of the best rappers ever lived. So why do I have to not have a relationship with him because you're there? You know, and when she first, remember when what's the rapper's name that wears all the pink? That I Cameron.
Yeah.
He don't wear pink all the time, but you know what I mean. He
Yeah,
had
I
the
know
pink look. Okay. When she did it to Cameron and he called her out,
Yeah, Cameron accused her of stealing a bunch of money.
we took it down when she called me because she was like, Jay, and I took it down and I said, okay, well, come on my show because I thought we come on my show, we're going to talk about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
She then scheduled to call my show and she said, I'll come, but we're not talking about Cameron. Well, then why are you coming on my show? It's called Uncensored.
Yeah.
So I canceled the interview. Then when the next one came around, I was like, I'm putting it up. And that's when she sent me the cease and desist, called me all that, did the same thing with me. And I said, no, Karen, it's staying up.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's one of those things. Listen, I don't know her that well. After that Nipsey interview, I spoke to her about scheduling some other stuff. Nothing ever happened. And it rubbed me the wrong way, the way that the interaction was. Because like I said, I personally hit her. I have lawyers just like everyone else has lawyers. But I'm like, if I know you, I'm just going to hit you.
Right.
But you turn around and send lawyers at me, and it's like, this is lame.
Right.
This is just lame. But listen, people gonna do how they're gonna do. They're gonna make their money. How they're gonna make their money. How they're gonna make their money. And unfortunately, someone like a Karen Civil does not have owns assets and can monetize and so forth. She's always chasing after the next check.
Yeah.
And whoever's gonna pay her and so forth. And that puts you in a different mentality, in a different hustler mentality. So sometimes you have to move differently when you're in that type of space because, hey, listen, if no one books you, those checks ain't coming. And the Jordan Lucas thing, you kind of see how she'll grab checks and so forth. And, maybe she'll perform, maybe she won't. But I think that once you get that check, being in that type of position, you're just thinking about the next check and not always about fulfilling what it is that this person paid you for because you know that you're not going to get residuals off that payment.
Right. I mean, she'll call it code switching, and speaking of the courses, we teach code switching in there, but we teach it from a perspective of being able to adapt in different environments, not adapt to get money and run, and I think, she's in a very craftful way said, well, I worked with these people and it just didn't work out or they weren't hot enough or nobody was interested. Well, then don't take their check if you know nobody's interested, or take their check and use that for marketing. Buy ads on Vlad, buy ads with Hollywood. Like, don't just pocket and go get a Bentley and end up in a video with Nicki Minaj all of a sudden. Now, what's happening? Like, who are you? And like I said on the Breakfast Club, she worked with Hillary Clinton. She lost. Hillary lost. Karen lost. The culture knows who she is now. Whoever decides to work with her, I'm not going to say cancel her. That's your choice. At least I did my job and I put out my story, And I also think it's important to say, like, I've also grown to a place in my life now being 45 where I've released that anger with Karen. Like, she did what she did to me, but I have to follow suit with every other experience in my life where somebody's victimized me. It's like, you did it. I learned from it. I grew from it and I'm better from it. So good luck.